What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick. I haven't uploaded a video in a year. Cactus, and today, with the new weekly reset within Destiny 2, we have an all-new quest to go and acquire yet another exotic catalyst for the Wishkeeper exotic bow, just added this season. So, how do you complete this quest and get that all-new catalyst? Well, let's get started. Now, the first thing you need to do is head to the helm and talk to Mara Sov. She will give you this quest, and this quest line is separate from the weekly story quest, so you don't have to do the weekly story before you do this quest for the catalyst. And the first thing this quest has you do is actually head to the Dreaming City, and there's going to be no markers on your map for where you need to go. You just load in, and then the quest step will update, and the new step will say, travel to the spine of Karis and find the source of the celestial anomaly. Now, where the heck is the spine of Karis? Well, it's not on the map, just follow where I go. Essentially, head forward in the direction that you spawn facing, and then curve off to the left and through this kind of rock passageway and jump over a few gaps, and then you will see the actual map will update. You'll enter into a new load zone called the Spine of Karis. Now, once you're here, you can head forward to this massive watchtower, but you actually need to head off to the left, as you can see. Now, as you travel forward, eventually, guys, you will see in the distance this small vertical beam of light, as you can see right here. So you're gonna head over to this kind of floating rock structure, jump all the way up to that beam of light, and interact with this object by revealing the message. When you do, it's going to shoot into the sky, and then you're going to use your Wishkeeper bow, or I think you can use a different weapon, but you're going to shoot all of these different objects in the sky to reveal the constellation, interact with it, and that will update your quest. And now you have to go into that Starcrossed mission on Legend difficulty and snag a completion. Now, it appears that the modifiers are the exact same from last week, so keep in mind there are going to be unstoppable champions. Then we also have Arc and Void shields you have to deal with. There's also going to be a Void threat, overcharged bows, as well as Strand Surge and Solar Surge. However, there's something very important you need to know. At this point, you could just go beat the mission on Legend difficulty, you will complete this quest, you'll get a different catalyst, and you may think, well, I'm all done. But there's actually a separate bow upgrade that you can just completely miss. It is another upgrade to the intrinsic perk that is located in an all-new secret chest this week. So, as you can see right here, going through that mission, we already grabbed the first secret chest. You just got one of the Vex weapons, and the second secret chest under the waterfall that the previous week actually rewarded the first upgrade to the intrinsic bow perk. That doesn't give it. So there is yet again an all-new secret chest. This time, as you're going through the mission, after you've completed the first kind of big encounter where you open up the first barricade by killing the 3 different phalanxes, then when you get to this area here, normally you would grab this orange buff and you would kind of head straight forward and make your way through this orange haze area. But now, this week, you want to grab the buff and hard line to the left. Go as far left as you can. And as you're going left, as you can see, a new buff is available to acquire. The buff that lets you damage the phalanxes. So pick that up on your way, still heading far left. And then there is going to be, as you can see right here, a phalanx enemy that you need to take out. Then when you do eventually kill this guy, he's actually going to unlock the passageway to this chest in the back here, and this new chest is going to give you that Snare Weaver 3 upgrade. Now, this is important because this will actually let you unlock the ability to customize your arrowheads for your bow. And again, this secret chest is completely optional. It's not tied to the exotic quest you're doing, so you want to make sure you go in there and do it all in one run, because why not? Now, as we continue forward, a couple of tips for the Legend difficulty exotic mission in case you missed last week's video. Suspend is like your best friend here. It is going to deal with those phalanxes you have to kill. It is going to stun unstoppable champions. It is just fantastic, especially if you do have a Strand Titan with Banner of War. You are nigh unkillable, and the Strand Titan super is absolutely fantastic for so many of these objectives. As you can see, when we're facing the wyverns, one person pops their super, they suspend the massive group of enemies they're dealt with, and then they go in, suspend the wyvern, smack them a few times, and take them out. And that's also going to be a huge factor in the next encounter, where yet again you're lowering a barricade. You can so easily, when you're running into these like rooms here, one person just pops their Strand Titan super, easily picks off that one phalanx that you really need to kill, and then just extract full health. It is so darn useful. Now, if you don't have access to Strand and Suspend, then some other crowd control options like blinding grenades may be the way to go. And again, for anyone who missed last week's video, there is a massive boss cheese. Instead of having to fight tooth and nail in the final boss arena, what you can actually do is jump down, get the 2 buffs, jump up to the kind of front wall, turn around, and jump back to where you started. From this position, you are completely safe. You can actually shoot through this Vex wall no problem. And then importantly, if you're using a weapon that has anti-barrier properties, so in this example we're using the Wishender exotic bow, you can actually shoot through not only the Vex wall, but you can also shoot through the Hydra shields protecting the boss, as you can see. So it takes a little bit longer, but you can whittle this guy down from complete safety. Not a single ad will ever pressure you. Now, I would also advise that you use rocket launchers. Maybe one person doesn't have a Wishkeeper, they have something else, and they have the Galahorn, because as you can see, there will be a point where the boss teleports kind of right in front of you, and then you can absolutely go to town with rockets and your Galahorn and do a huge chunk of damage by kind of shooting underneath this boss's shields, and it'll just make everything go so much faster. Now, once you do kill this boss, again, you go and get those final chests. You're gonna get, actually we got 2 red border Vex weapons, which was kind of crazy, but also you're gonna get that new exotic catalyst. Now this one is called Multi-Threaded Snare Refit, and it says Snare Weaver traps can suspend more targets. I think this is going to be better than the previous week's exotic catalyst where the traps would last longer. I kind of shoot it into groups of enemies anyways, and I've never really needed it to last longer. So that's a good upgrade. And again, if you got that secret chest, you can now put on an arrowhead. So what we're doing now for like a complete bow, because you can now have access to all the different perk sections this week, we have elastic string for faster draw time. Then we have compact arrow shaft for increased handling and reload speed. And for the grip, we have textured grip for the maximum amount of handling. Now there are going to be 2 more weeks of quests to unlock firstly Vorpal Weapon and then Hatchling. Hatchling could certainly be an interesting addition to this bow, especially if you're running it in a Strand build where you can build further into Hatchling. So that may be something you want to change in the future. But aside from that, we almost have our completed, fully upgraded Wishkeeper exotic bow. And so guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.